This tutorial will show you how to power up your MobileOp4 module. There are two ways to supply power, a generator or shore power. We'll walk you through how to use both. Here's how to set up your MobileOp4 generator. There are two ways to power up your MobileOp4 generator, gas or propane. But first, press this button, then choose your fuel source. If you're using gas, just make sure the tank is filled up and you're ready to go. If you're using propane, switch the generator over to propane. Grab your regulator and connect it right here. Just push it in until it's secure. To disconnect it, pull this ring back and it pops right out. Next, screw the other end of the regulator onto your propane tank. Tighten it all the way until it stops. Then turn on the propane. Now you're ready to start the generator. You can hand crank it or use the electric start. Press the button once, wait a second, then press it again. And then you're ready to power your MobileOp4 module. If you're using shore power, you'll need one of these yellow adapters. Plug your extension cable into your power source, then connect the other end to the adapter on the module. Then you should be good to go.
All right, so this is a quick first step troubleshooting your power. If you have your module plugged in to the correct adapter, this is with shore power, so it's going to be the yellow adapter. And you see that there's lights, there's power generating, but you come over here and your module is still turned off, no power. You're gonna come over here to the breakers. You're gonna check it all out. Obviously everything is switched off. So the AC is your main. Nothing can run unless this is on. It says AC main 30 amp. Don't even worry about the AC. This is the main breaker switch. Then the next one is the outlets. You can hear some stuff clicking on. Then you got your main cabin. This controls all of the lights and switches on the A side, which is the side of the breaker. Right here is the B side, which is the other side. You're gonna turn that on. Now the other side of lights turn on. If your air conditioner is not working, check the breaker. Air conditioner on. You can always check to see what your amps and volts are working with. You got lights in the AC. It's working, opening up. Everything can generate from there. Now, if you're one of the very few that use the water heater, check here. On. This means nothing if this is on. You come over here to the switch. This controls your water heater power. If you are going to be running the water heater with the same 30 amp plug, which is outside that we showed at the beginning, you're going to switch it to the left. And then now you will have a light on and the water heater plug is working. Generally, if you're going to be running the water heater, it's going to want its own 20 amp source. And in that situation, if you have your own dedicated plug, you're going to go to the right side. Now this actually works for the water heater. Don't worry about the light not being on. If you have it to the correct side, it's fine. It's just that it doesn't have the plug in right now, so that's why it's not lit up. Now, if you want to use the plug for that water heater, and it's not for a water heater purpose, once again, make sure this is on because this is for the dedicated water heater outlet. Switch it back to the 30 amp so it's sharing with the other plug outside. This is if you want to use a fridge or something with that outlet. You'll come over here. There's going to be a plethora of outlets. Sometimes there's a sink here. Sometimes you're going to have to look for it. Since there's no sink, you'll see it labeled with the water heater. You'll plug it in. If there's no power going, just simply do your whole reset. And then now you'll have power. As you can see a little there, now it's all lit up. So that's how you do the water heater, or if you want to plug something into the water heater plug and get power that's not actually a water heater. Now, as we talked about earlier, whenever there's a sink involved with the water heater, this is a different old module, so that's the same premise. Water heater, it's on, no lights. Switch it to share the 30 amp outside, you got your light on. Now we're going to come over here to the sink. This is where things get complicated. It also changes from module to module. The new ones, the outlet is in the back. That's where the water heater is going to be. You'll do the same process, plug in, press the reset, blah, blah, blah. Now the cord that's unplugged is the water heater. Just leave this unplugged if you're not planning on using it. That's fine. Up here, right under the sink, you got two plugs. These are for the suction and the water flowing systems for the sink. The sink will not work in any scenario unless you flip that switch up. Now the sink can work. Once you fill these up, put the tubes in, you'll hear a big suction whenever everything starts working. Whenever this switch is up, you'll hear a big suction. That's how you know it's going to start working. There'll be a constant motor running, and then your water will start working.